Fist, the podcast that brings you the hits you may have missed. Sponsored by the sparkling sounds of Shaw Audio. In this episode, we bring to you the No Name Blues, a band from Kokomo, Indiana, relocated to Nashville, Tennessee. We follow their origin story and dive into their powerful tunes of psychedelic rock. No Name Blues will bring you into the podcast with an instrumentation primitive to the No Name Blues band. As always, thanks for tuning in to Little Wrist Big Fist!
We are here today. Welcome to Little Wrist Big Fist.
Hey, rolling.
And I am Moose.
I'm Dusty.
And we have the No Name Blues with us today.
Hello.
The No Name Blues.
What's up? What's up?
As individuals, they actually do have names.
You guys want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah.
I'm Kirk Morrow Jr., drum hair.
I am Josh Norfleet. I am the guitar player.
I'm Dustin, and I play bass guitar and sing.
Swag.
Sweet.
And we are the No Name Blues.
And you guys just dropped an EP.
Yeah.
We did.
Good.
So tell us, let's go ahead and rip it off with you. Just telling us a little bit about that. Like what all you guys put into it, where are you excited to see it to go, all kinds of stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, there's 5 songs on it. The idea is 5 different singles. We want to use all 5 of them as different steps to get to a certain platform. Basically, the idea is we're going to put one out, get as far as we can with that one by itself, with or without the EP, and then, release the second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one. We want to have videos for all of them. And hopefully by the time the 5th one's out, we've put ourselves at a level where, obviously, we're able to get, whatever gig that we wanted, or, we'd be able to play in any city that we wanted, or have access to actually get into some really nice studios. Just kind of get onto the level that everyone wants to. You could say have our like business foundation established with it, I guess.
Indeed.
Yep, that is the goal, right?
That
the
is
goal.
the main
to
goal.
play music for a living, pretty much.
Oh yeah,
That's what we're
Are you
trying
guys,
to do.
So tell us a little bit about like the genre and explain your music to us. Not necessarily this album, but just like
It's a combination
how you
of a
guys fit
bunch of
together.
different things. I know,
Which is always great to hear.
right. It's from the three of us. We all come from different influences, different backgrounds. Definitely flavors of rock, obviously, alternative, country, hip hop.
I was waiting on that one because I was listening to the album this morning, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, some of the way that these words are structured, or some of the rhythmic ideas and the phrases, are definitely hip hop influence.
Definitely.
for sure.
Definitely, and some of the lyrics even.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of our attempt to kind of adapt today's music, as well as, I really appreciate like old school hip hop and even some of the new stuff too. So, kind of what we wanted to do is we want to make that music, but we want to be a rock band still. So we want to make rap music with actual instruments, which I feel like is pretty unique. It's been done before, but it hasn't done, I don't think exactly the way we've done it. And we're still polishing it too, obviously, for the next few songs, that we release next time. We want to get better and better at solidifying that concept of it's like rap music, but it's also rock music. Here and there, it's like metal. And then with some of Josh's stuff, it's like country sometimes.
Trying to touch a wide variety of people.
Definitely.
Yes. But all of it in total is like kind of a psychedelic blues. We're not really a blues band, even though our name is No Name Blues.
How'd that name come about?
Did
you know I was about to ask?
Yeah, I figured.
Man.
We just. I don't even want to say it.
It's like, it's literally, we could not think of anything else. It summed up to that, and we just started calling ourselves No Name Blues. And people in our hometown of Kokomo were like, "Why don't you just keep it?" They adapted.
I definitely.
My mom actually threw the idea out to us. I remember at one point, and that's kind of what started it. And then it was a joke at first, kind of like it wasn't.
The only issue that we have with it is people come, especially here in Nashville, they come and expect an actual blues band, like a typical 12-bar, like smoky kind of older, that type of. And we're more of a rock and roll, and they think No Name Blues is in the No Name Blues music band, and we literally have the No Name Blues. Like, we can't think of a name. We've come up with like 30 other alternatives, but they're all taken. We usually come up with something, throw it in Google or Spotify or YouTube.
Every single time.
It's just always taken by some trippy 80s band that doesn't really make music anymore, but they pop up on Google to where it'd be a real bad move on our part to try to name ourselves. So we've attempted so many times to find a new name, and everyone just always gets mad at us.
It'll either be a band that used to exist, or it'll be like, here's a flamenco band in the country of Peru.
Something crazy like that. So
picking some pretty off the wall names to begin with.
But we've just we've kind of gotten to the point where everyone's so used to it that knows us that they like kind of get a little offended, man, when we're like, we want to change our name. They're like, what? What's wrong with it? And we're just like,
especially everybody from back home. Seen you play.
I mean, I'm even kind of like that. I'll be honest. I really like the name. Yeah,
I feel like you can't,
because you can also take it in a way like it's a fusion that you just don't know what to call. So it's the No Name Blues.
Well, so many band names are so eccentric that I feel like you hear them and you forget them 5 minutes later. It's just like, what was that? But you can't really forget such a simple, easy, like,
it's very smooth.
It's just so vanilla.
Yeah, you can't forget one without a name.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's true.
And it's even like bled into our song choices. We named all 5 of those songs, but we have a lot of songs now that are like, we can't name those either. So they're like the Gypsy song, the Moon song, the Spacey song. Like, we can't actually come up with real names. So
it's gonna come a problem when you guys have kids.
Yeah, dude. I literally last interview I said that exact thing.
The first one.
Rock.
The second one.
Yeah. Boy, you're girl. You're second boy.
Boy two.
Boy two.
Boy two, get over here.
My first one's gonna be easy. Kirk the third.
Yeah.
There you go.
We're screwed after that.
Then after that I'm screwed. Yeah, for sure.
Could you technically do like Kirk the fourth and the fifth?
Oh yeah. I hope my kid carries it on. I hope that my kid.
Like,
no, I'm saying like, what if you carried
multiples?
those on and?
Oh
like,
no, I don't think that's a
doesn't
thing.
really make sense that way.
Yeah,
I guess you could do one.
It would have to be my kid, Kirk the third.
Really, it's your kid. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah,
I could. Yeah,
It's America.
Kirk the third.
People would probably be like,
yeah, dude,
a little
freedom
weird
of
about
speech.
it.
Right.
Yeah.
Freedom of naming your kids.
Imagine their first day of class. They're like, Kirk Morrow the 6th here. It's
Like, wow, you've been going on for now. All my brothers are this.
right.
We're all Kirk.
Even the girls got named Kirk.
Yeah.
All my brothers and sisters named Kirk.
Kirk in itself is a brand name. We've discussed quite a bit.
Right.
He's going to have a hotel.
Called the Kirk.
The Kirk. He's going to have a restaurant with a sandwich. There's the Kirk. There's the Kirk Jr. and Kirk the Third.
Kirk the Third.
It's got 3 patties on it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That is great.
Kirk is life.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
to give everybody a little bit of a background, these guys are actually from my hometown as well, Kokomo, Indiana. And
look.
they
Did
happen
you
to
notice my shirt
relocate.
that I'm
Dude,
wearing?
where did you get that? Because I really
I got it
like
for
that.
Christmas.
That's nice. Your family's lit.
Yeah.
It's the shape of Indiana, but a beer mug.
And then on the back it says drink, and IN in drink is highlighted for you.
Very nice. That's clever.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
very
they
nice.
thought that one.
Someone really
Very
put
cool
some thought
t-shirt.
into that.
So let's roll into the first song. This is the first song. No, What's Your Name is the first song.
Yes,
Yes, it is.
All right, so we're gonna roll into that. Does anybody want to give a little intro? Maybe what the song was about. Who was it about?
Well, first of all, you can check out the music video for this song on YouTube.
Made by Austin Taylor, also from our hometown. Cool dude.
Yeah, he's down here in Nashville too. He's
Nice
swagging.
guy.
Real neat fella.
Yeah, we did a music video with him. Check it out.
What
on
I'm
YouTube. That's exactly what we're saying. It's on YouTube. Check it out. Share it. Like it. Subscribe to our YouTube page. And first single that we put out and the first song off the EP is What's Your Name. I believe. What's Your Name? I think first I wrote a guitar riff and had some lyrics. And then I passed it along to Dustin, and Dustin said, well, check this out. And then that was the first actual, like, all together.
What's your name?
Our first song as a band. So,
okay.
Yeah, this is our very first song written together.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's roll into this real quick.
Shake your mane. Well, can you break it down? Can you shake your mane? Yeah, can you break it down? Can you shake your mane? Well, you could get to know me, but you already know I wanna get to know you. What's your name? What's your name? Take some time. Well, you could get to know me, but you already know I wanna get to know you. What's your name? What's your name? I said you could get to know me, but you already know I wanna get to know you. What's your name? What's your name? Well, can you break it down? Can you shake your mane? Oh, can you break it down? Can you shake your well, you could get to know me, but you already know I wanna get to know you. What's your name? What's your name? I said you could get to know me, but you already know I wanna get to know you. What's your name? What's your name? Well, honey, do you mind if it takes some time? Oh, honey, do you mind if it takes some time? Well, honey, do you mind if it takes some time?
That's not a part of the EP. That was just me.
It was nice.
Was it really?
Yeah. It was just
It's different when you got them headphones on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Boy. I swear,
Boy.
I promise hopefully by next time I got a couple pair.
Yeah, you
Couple extra
better.
pair. There's a couple of us with no phones in
I
here
feel
today.
weird,
but
when I don't have headphones and we do something like this.
Yeah, I do too.
yeah, a little bit, but it's not bad. I mean, you get used to it after a while.
Doing well.
I ain't
You're
scared.
doing very well.
Thank you. Come through clear.
Check 1, 2.
What I'm saying.
So, how much time did you guys spend writing this EP?
Oh man.
Here comes the writing questions.
Sometime.
I love Dusty thinks about this stuff in a totally different light, and it's so cool to see.
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
As a musician.
Yeah, and songwriter, because like he thinks
Yeah.
about that whole process differently. Like I'm
Right.
all this, and
Right.
but yeah,
I'd say it really has to do with what song it was.
Yeah,
As for track
definitely.
2, the next one we're going to listen to, and track 4, I, before even starting the band, had those songs pretty much done.
Okay.
And we would go in, and typically what we usually do when I have like a song or something like that, We play it, and then we just start throwing around ideas. I kind of sometimes like already know like Josh should play either a solo here or chords here or some sort of riff, or maybe just play the same bass line as me or whatever. And then we'll just kind of go back and forth trying different beats out. You know, maybe Kirk should be on the hi-hat or the toms or something like that.
Right.
We just polish it. Songs like What's Your Name, like Josh said, Josh just gave me a riff, gave me a couple words, and then I just turn it into a song.
We'll literally play one song, we've done like whole practices of just literally one song, like 2 hours worth of just playing it over and over again, just like changing things.
And then like songs like track 3, man, it was terrible. Like when we first, and what's crazy is now most people say that's like their favorite song, but when we first started it was awful. We would look at each other the whole song like we can't actually play this.
We scrapped it.
Yeah, we pretty much like threw it away, and then I just kept having like, what if we try this? What if we try this? By the end of it, it was just like we were looking at each other like, how did this worst song ever become the best song that we have?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's all that work on
you
it.
babied
probably,
it.
You know?
Yeah.
A lot of time spent on it.
So yeah, it just depends. We typically, and then what we'll do is we'll play at a few shows sometimes. Lots of bands like to. They record and then they go play it. I really like to do kind of what they did back in the old days and play it at quite a few shows, get the crowd response, get comfortable with it, and then once it's at a certain level, now we record it because we know for sure this is how we want it to
Yeah, because you always record, if you record it too early, you always record something, and then like a month later or something, you listen to it so many times, and you're like, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that.
Yeah, and then you guys are playing it too, probably doing different versions.
Yeah,
totally.
right.
Like, oh,
yeah. All these songs are really old. Honestly, they're 2 years. Scratch TikTok and Help This Man. Dustin, I remember, showed me Help This Man when I was 16 years old in Rocheville in my Camaro.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was just showing me the lyrics.
Yeah, and to give the people's perspective, how old are you now?
23.
Yeah, so that's
quite some
9 years ago.
Right.
Wow.
Now I was 16. But
that's usually how first EPs are, though, right?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
And that was actually the point, too. I just counted songs that I wrote that I plan on using with No Name Blues, and I have 23 songs that I've just never even like really messed with. So what we did, we have a lot of songs that we want to put on an album, that we want to release, but we want those to be, if we're going to put out this song that we put all this work into, we don't want to put it out to our hometown on Facebook and Twitter. We want to already be established, already have a business foundation, already have quite a few shows in quite a few cities to where when we put the albums out with these songs that we really, really like, they're just going to be way better off. So our kind of strategy was we took all 5 of these songs, which we really like these songs. These songs are definitely the most polished and done right now, but essentially they're kind of our disposables compared to the songs that we actually like. They're more of, typically what it is a lot of people do their creative weird stuff first, and then we see that in most of the bands that you like, they eventually get to this point where it seems like they sell out. They do this weird, really short song, radio, 3-chord, just like dance tracks. And I said, what if we do that first? What if we establish ourselves with like an EP of songs that are like all these radio style, like 3-chord, really easy songs, get people's attention, and then once we have a business going, we actually put out like more of our crazier stuff. So that's really like the whole point. It's more of a portfolio in the disguise of a CD, I guess you could say.
So you guys have saved up like an arsenal, basically.
Yeah.
Do you play those songs live?
Yeah.
And then so then you kind of like you're saying, gauge the reaction.
Yeah.
Totally. Okay. Cool. That's what's up. So the plan right now I'm understanding is you guys are just like playing out right now. And different shows, and then I imagine in Nashville, because that's where you guys all are. That's where you guys play most of the time.
Yeah, actually, another part of our strategy kind of is we're going city by city. So obviously none of us live in Kokomo anymore, but with the success that we had in Kokomo, and especially now that we're in Nashville, it kind of, all of our Kokomo friends kind of look at us like, wow, they're really doing it. They're really going for this. They're real serious. So it's almost like Kokomo takes us more serious now too.
Definitely.
Yeah, you took it.
Absolutely,
you look at it like you took yourself more serious.
Exactly.
Like you're going and doing it.
So for us to just sit here in Nashville and then just completely leave Kokomo behind is kind of silly because we have a lot of opportunities in Kokomo. So
our strongest fan base.
We got a lot of support.
Exactly.
Yeah, you always go
so
back there and play
what
shows.
I tell people is Kokomo, Indiana is home, and Nashville, Tennessee is headquarters. We work out of here. We connect through here. We network. We do all of our business side stuff here.
Yeah.
But we have so much going for us back in Indiana that we're basically living in 2 different cities. We're doing our business in 2 different cities. And then, the next step from there is find people in other cities that we're friends with. I got friends in Colorado, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, whatever it is.
California.
Exactly. We got friends in California. So we want to pick cities and then you just kind of maybe pick out some other bands or some other performers, go set up some shows, and just go live in that city for 3 or 4 days, maybe a week, stay with some people, and then just play as many shows as possible and take advantage of it just as much as possible. And city by city, just kind of conquer the lands, I guess you could say.
And maybe try to start bridging that gap between, like, Indiana and here.
Exactly, yeah.
You should go up to Kentucky.
Definitely. Yeah, that's what we're trying to get Kentucky.
We're definitely in that.
Because it's the middle ground, and we essentially I play in another band with some dudes from Detroit and Chicago, so we have like this main streamline.
Tell me a little bit about that. I noticed I can't remember the name of the band, but
Daylight Sinners.
Okay.
We met them. The No Name Blues went out and they came up to us and started talking to us, and we play a very similar style of music, so we all became friends. And some of the guys needed a drummer. Drums is my main instrument actually before singing and playing bass, so we joined them. Their guitar player actually moved in with me and Josh. So we live in a house it's basically No Name Blues and Daylight Sinners together. We play a lot of shows together. It's really cool because with us being friends, we don't really compete. We're in the same market, but we get each other shows. And typically that's what you do as a band anyways, is you find other bands and you network, you share, you trade shows, trade fans, trade, if we find a cool video guy or a cool photo guy, we can just be like, hey, Liam, check these dudes out. You can go ahead and use them too.
Yeah.
And then same thing vice versa.
It's like a community.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So kind of what we've been doing is just setting up little mini tours back in Indiana, and then we get them a show back in our hometown. They get us a show. I mean, when I say us and them, you know what I mean? Between No Name Blues and Daylight Sinners. But, Daylight Sinners will get No Name Blues a show, and then No Name Blues will get Daylight Sinners a show. And then we help them build fan bases in our hometown, and then they build our fan base in their hometown, and that's generally what we're trying to do pretty much all around the country with as many bands as possible. But yeah, I mean, and it's the same. Kirk's got a band that I play in too, the Peaceful Kings. John, you're probably familiar with them. We actually have a pretty big network of just a bunch of different bands. Josh's dad and his cousin and his family has a band. We just try to network as much as possible. I'm playing around with 7 different groups right now, and we literally are friends with all of them. It's just a big gang of musicians that we all went to high school together, and we all chill together back home. And it's cool because a lot of them live in Nashville. At this point, besides John and us, there's probably like 10 to 15 people from our hometown living down here in Nashville.
That's crazy.
That's another advantage is we automatically have a fan base now. Most people move here and they have to start all over from scratch and build a fan base. We already have a squad that's just willing to come to every show, so it's definitely a nice handicap, you could say.
Yeah.
I feel like that's how it's supposed to work, like in general though. Like, it's better yet that y'all are all friends and like you kick it and then you guys are that's how the good music gets made.
We don't have fans, we have friends.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. And that's way more important too.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's
100%.
roll into the next track, TikTok. Anybody want to give this a little intro here? Maybe.
I was in Bloomington a couple years ago, back in Bloomington, Indiana, with some buddies, Zach Strop, Tyler Rails, Tyler Hunsinger, Calvin Park. I was just sitting down with Mr. Higgins. That's my bass, and I always jam in the key of D a lot. It's just fun, and I hit the D, and then I hit the minor third. And I just started hitting these 2 notes together, and I looked at them. I was like, "Do you guys hear this?" And they just stared at me. They were just like, "It's just 2 notes. Like, what are you talking about?" And I was like, "No, this is it. I found it." I was like, "This is it right here." And so a couple weeks later, I had a song done, and then put No Name Blues together. And over time, it just turned into this one.
Cool. Let's roll.
Tick-tock, I go tick-tock. Just a little man on the click clock. Left to right, I go left to right. I wanna do a little dance, no rest tonight. Rock your body, just rock your body, just rock your body with me. Rock your body, just rock your body, just rock your body with me. I'm going in. Yeah, I'm going in. I'm going in. left to right. I wanna do a little dance, no rest tonight. Rock your body, just rock your body, just rock your body with me. Rock your body, just rock your body, just rock your body with me. All the ladies on the clock, can you see what you got? Can you add a little scotch to the tick-tock? Make the hips rock and add a dip and add a drop. Can you shake it real slow, not a quick stop?
Little wrist, big fish.
Little wrist, big fish.
What?
What I'm saying.
That's exactly what I'm
Like the
saying.
best two.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You two dudes are the coolest. Because I think this is the third time that I've been on here.
Yeah.
We love having you on.
Yeah,
And-
definitely.
It's so fun every time. And thank you for letting us all come on. Because
Of course.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for
Absolutely.
coming.
we really do appreciate it.
Oh, come on, dude.
My bad.
That's rule number one.
Hold on.
Silence your phones, please.
It's cool. Mine went off like twice when we started. I can't say anything. But yeah, we enjoy doing this. I mean, like,
Yeah.
me and Dusty have too much fun just doing it by ourselves, and we get
Yeah.
to bring other people that have
Oh, yeah.
completely different experiences in the same stuff that we do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like,
just to talk
new
about all
new
this
stuff.
stuff.
Right.
But yeah, new stuff. And it never stops. Like, you know, we can do this forever.
Yeah.
Like, it never stops.
cool
There's
thing.
always something
For
going
sure.
on.
Until microphones are no longer needed and
That's
we just
true. And then there's going to be
We just
another
talk.
thing.
project.
There's an app now that you can do podcasts on your phone.
We can just think and,
And then
then go
as soon as
straight
you're
into
done-
the computer. All our thoughts. We can just sit in a room and think.
We'd sit here in silence. And just, that would be,
What are you
that
doing?
would be crazy.
Podcasting. Just looking at the computer screen.
Podcasting.
I'm just podcasting.
That's kind of cool.
In
It's
the
like
world. That's a Black Mirror episode.
Oh, it is.
Oh yeah, you guys watch that?
I've seen one episode.
You never watched
one
I-
episode.
it's
You've never
good.
watched
No.
it.
I've
Josh.
seen it at a friend's house. I don't have TV. I don't do that. It's weird.
I don't do cable, but I
don't-
definitely do
Yeah.
Netflix.
Yeah,
Netflix
That's
is a
$10.
thing.
I can't beat it with
no,
a
no
stick,
cable,
boy.
but Netflix. Is
If you're
a thing.
paying for cable, you're either not a millennial,
Right.
You lose.
or
it.
you're just
You're
taking
losing.
lessons.
You
Yeah.
have no
What
friends.
are you thinking?
taking L's all day. And
Hey,
then they
but-
pay for like the only thing is like sports channels, right?
But the
Right.
thing is since we live in a big city now, Nashville, we can get a antenna, like a digital antenna.
Mm-hmm.
You can get like, I forget. I read up on it. It was like 100+ channels for free.
Nice.
Oh,
Just
yeah, 'cause
because
they
you live in
changed
a-
that thing a few years back. It was like 5 years.
I don't
ago
even
or
know
more.
what. Yeah,
But yeah, I remember that, and,
And I feel
everybody
like-
gets like free TV.
I feel like ESPN was
Yeah.
even one of them. Like,
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Have you
that's
guys heard
sports
about
channels.
YouTube becoming a television service
I did
provider?
hear about
Really?
that.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah,
Makes
it's
sense.
only in 5 select cities right now, but it's supposedly you can get
It's like a Netflix.
like no. No, it is actually
it's a cable.
Yeah.
They're also a music provider too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they're doing a lot of things right now.
Yeah,
and Google owns that's YouTube, don't they?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that was like a thing that happened a couple years ago.
Yeah,
but yeah, they do this thing automatically. The website we put our music on, YouTube takes all of our MP3 tracks and just puts our art to it and just makes a video for us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like a tracklet or like
we didn't even. And then I'm not sure if it collects royalties or what, but it's set up.
It does.
It does everything.
YouTube
for you.
royalties are really small.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm sure.
I bet.
So we probably have like 3 cents or something.
Nice.
We're getting that.
If that
on a rainy day.
One of Justin Bieber's songs that was like #1 for weeks only collected over the course of like 3 years only collected around $300.
Oh wow.
Really?
We talked about that, didn't we?
Yeah.
No wonder he's doing crazy stuff. Geez, he's only getting $300 for his videos.
He's probably good on gas and food for a couple weeks.
Yeah, I'd be right, honestly.
That's not even a month's rent.
It's definitely not, especially down here.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah,
it's crazy that we talked about, though, because my dad called me the other day, and he was like, I'm watching CNN, and they're telling me that I got to invest all my money into Netflix. That's the next big thing.
That's what his dad sounds like, too.
Is that spot on?
It's taking over the cable company. Ain't going to be no more Comcast.
And then he comes in on the banjo.
Yeah, my dad, he's a very proficient banjo. He was very proficient in several instruments, but banjo is his best instrument, and it does not matter. I could be on the phone with the President of the United States or with Oprah, for God's sake, and he would come up to me and just right in your ear.
He's always playing?
Always. But he does
it's so good. You can't be mad.
You can even shut your door, and he'll open up the door, go in your room, right by your bed, and just
bless his heart.
I love it, though, because I go over there and visit all the time, and Josh, his sisters, and his mom, they have to deal with it every day, so they hate it. But I crack up, man. I'll be in tears just watching it. I love the dude. I can't help it.
And it's nice when I go back home now, because I like jam with him, and because I don't see him as much anymore. But when I did live at home, it was
like, man, hey,
Banjo Central.
Lighten up, man.
Trying to pour a bowl of cereal. Next thing you know,
he's coming around the corner.
So you guys want to talk a little bit about like where you recorded and maybe who produced?
Wes DuBois out of Indianapolis.
Okay,
he's a wizard.
Great.
Really good guy.
He's a wizard.
Really awesome dude.
I had recorded with him on previous projects and knew him that way. He's also from our hometown. He's married to some of our friends' sisters. A girl I graduated with and her sister I'm friends with, but they have an older sister who married Wes. So we know him through a couple different things, actually. Fun fact:
he makes his own ice cream.
Yes, it's
his
hilarious because
he started his own ice cream.
Yeah, he's like a producer engineer, and that's what he does for a living. He does it out of his house, but that's like his career. And then he just got bored one day and just made his own ice cream. And then 2 weeks later, he's selling it to like 60 customers. He's got like outlets trying to like hook him up. He's literally like he's becoming like he's like the next Ben and Jerry, dude.
Another fun fact is
that is crazy.
No Name Blues flavored ice cream.
Yes, that is in the works.
Yes.
No way.
Oh yeah.
We've already talked about flavor.
Okay,
we don't we get to pick or something?
Well, yeah, we get to pick. We're between just like a simple blueberry and vanilla, which I'm not really with that. I like to go adventurous with my ice cream and get crazy. So my idea
like some nuts
was some sort of blue ice cream. But then we talked about having 3 different like toppings.
We need like brownie pieces.
Yeah.
Have you ever got? It's still to this day. It's in Kittyland. I go there every time I go to Kings Island, and it's this Huckleberry Finn blueberry ice cream. Have you guys ever had it?
No. I've had something similar to that.
Dude, no. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Until you try it, bro, it is one of a kind.
That's great.
Even my dad to this day, every time we go to Kings Island, he's like, yo, you trying to get that ice cream?
Trying to get that ice cream.
But yeah, he's talking about maybe having like little bits of like drumsticks or like guitars and basses or something like that. We talked about since there's 3 of us, maybe like
not real
like
ones.
No,
not
like
little,
it's
like
a wood flavor.
Yeah, like little mini ones, like how you'd have like marshmallows and cereal with shapes. But yeah, we're talking about like throwing marshmallows, some chocolate chunks, and then maybe some like
we need some
butter.
Brownie pieces.
Yeah, some brownie. But basically, having 3 different toppings for the 3 of us, which is a pretty good idea. I think
that'd be cool. Yeah, all you guys' favorite toppings in one.
And an idea.
I can mess with the blueberry.
A labelless ice cream. No labels.
Yeah,
no name blues.
It's what?
No name.
Doesn't have a name.
No name ice cream.
Just the No Name Blues ice cream doesn't have a name. Just you open it up and it's blue and packed full of flavor.
You know, before today,
That's
I never
cool.
thought of it as I always thought of a blues band. I never thought.
Really?
Yeah, exactly.
You have the blues,
right?
You can't
Because we
pick a name.
don't have a name.
Yes, good math. That's exactly what it is.
Good math.
7 and 5 make 4. I got it. Oh man.
Yeah. Wes DuBois is the producer and engineer of the EP.
Great dude.
Great dude. It took a span of maybe how many months do you think?
Well, we had a lot of it done before we moved here, and then we moved here, and that really set us back because we had 5-hour trips to make. Yeah, I'd say
Where's
a
he
total
located?
of he's in Indianapolis. He's actually in Indianapolis. They have a magazine called Nouveau Magazine. I forget which year it is, but he was the #1 producer in Indy, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah, that is sweet.
But yeah, we probably I'd say maybe 10 sessions tops.
Nice.
Total.
Lots of time.
Did you guys do? I'm always curious to see how people do, especially with a band, getting their mixes back and stuff.
Yes.
So, did you guys get him shoot you some files and you guys kind of review them and ask for edit changes?
We literally went through
stuff
so
that?
many many edits and stuff. He would send us something and we'd be like, well, let's do this to this or whatever, and then he'd send a new one, and it just kind of went on for weeks.
We're all pretty picky, but I'm the pickiest.
Don't.
I'm the worst.
I feel like every musician thinks that they're picky. All y'all are picky.
If I had to work with me,
it's your
art.
I would not want to work with me. To be you've worked with me before. You already know I suck, dude.
That was 4 years ago. I didn't know what I was doing either. I was recording drums and I didn't.
I remember that. That was fun.
Zero idea what I was
fun.
doing.
But every time we got a new mix, it was like Chris was like, "Oh my God, check Dropbox!
Dropbox!"
Yeah, it's like Christmas.
Yeah, we probably went back and forth with him with each song at least 20 times, and he's real cool about it.
They turned out really good, though.
Yeah.
He did a great job.
So many engineers, when you do that, they come at you with well, that's not possible. You can't do that. You can't make the guitar sound like that because the bass is like this. He just doesn't do that. He'll tell you sometimes.
You'll find, the ones that are actually doing more stuff are the ones that
no excuses.
You can't be in something that's so detailed. Engineering music is very detailed. Mm-hmm. You can't be in an area like that and not expect other people to pay attention to those details. And hey, I want this out, or there's this little noise here, or whatever it is, or the vocal that isn't right. I have to redo it. Even if it is after the 5th mix,
right. Wes definitely knows his craft.
It's a service industry.
It really is.
And the ones that are doing it more are the ones that you end up getting to work with.
For sure.
Totally. But yeah, he was very good about it. I definitely, every single time he did anything, it would just be something that's like half a second to 2 seconds, and I'd be like, hey, bring that up, or change that, or flip. I did this thing with my voice that I don't like. Can you change it? Blah, blah, blah. And he just doesn't ask questions. He'll just do whatever you want him to do. It's selflessness. And I think in music, when you're working with people, the ego is such a problem that every single creative has. To find someone who you can play music with who's selfless and will do even if they disagree with you, as long as they'll try it, that's the key to keeping going. Because I think that's the one thing that makes or breaks any band, is when that ego starts clashing and people start fighting and won't try each other's ideas, or get offended when everyone has their own ideas about how the song should go. It just turns into fights, man, and kind of ruins friendships. And he was very good about it.
Eat friendships up and spit them out, man.
Definitely.
It's crazy. But it's super dope that y'all are all down here, and
for sure. There's more people coming too, man. I think by
I
the end of the year we'll probably have over 20 Kokomo people here, I think.
In Nashville.
Yeah.
It's becoming a little
Tennessee's
Kokomo.
just naturally
huge.
People are flocking here from everywhere.
It's crazy. And I just saw on the news that Amazon's wanting to build a new HQ.
Are you
here?
Yeah, they listed 20 cities, and Nashville is one of them, and Vegas listed odds, and Nashville's #1 for Vegas odds.
Vegas has odds on that?
This is how big this is.
That's crazy.
50,000 jobs, they said.
People bet on anything.
Mm-hmm.
They really do.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It is crazy, how long will the national anthem be during the Super Bowl? You know what I mean? It's stuff like that. There's Vegas odds for, yeah.
I'm appalled.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
There's a ton for the Super Bowl. Yeah, who will flip heads, who will flip tails.
Amazon's supposed to provide 50,000 jobs.
If there is a new HQ here.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
do you know what Nashville's unemployment rate is?
No.
It's below 2%.
I was about to say.
Or it's like 2.3% or below.
Bro, it's so easy to get a job. I before I even moved here, I accidentally got a job in 5 minutes. I literally, I went up to a dude and was like, "What's it like to work here?" And he was like, "Let me go get the manager." And then literally got an interview right there.
I came for my interview and we're like, "Let's just go to Sam Ash and check it out." And he just
I just went up and talked to a dude, and they were like, "Yeah, go fill out the application." The application was.
You still work there?
Yeah, I'm a teacher now. I was a salesman,
that's
but
right,
yeah.
that's right.
So if you need that discount, let me know because I'll hook you up.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
But yeah, man, I just went up to the drum guy and was like, "Yo, I'm moving here soon. What's it like working here? Do you have to be like an expert on equipment or just like pretty good at music?" And he was like, "Dude, just come." He's like, "Just fill out the application."
What a question.
And man, I fill out the application and it's literally just it's four lists of character traits, and they were like, "How would you describe yourself?" And then it's the same list of 4, and they say, "How would others describe you?" And that was it. And then
if
they
anybody wants a job at Sam Ash,
yeah, no kidding.
That's how you do it. Right
that's the process.
And yeah, they gave me an interview right then and there. I started. I was a salesman for a while, and now I'm a teacher. I got 3 or 4 students over there. So
I was talking to a guy last night when I was DJing, and he said he gives DJ lessons.
Ooh, really?
How cool is that?
That's a thing.
You know, because
I didn't know that.
the thing about DJing and playing music is that once you like, it's not like an instrument. That's why I have huge respect for people that can play an instrument really well, because it takes years to be really good at it. And to DJ, I mean, within a year you can get pretty decent. Like, it's not as hard as playing.
It's definitely its own art form.
Yeah, it's a technique that you have to learn.
But like they can like. And he teaches them. He said he teaches them a little bit of business stuff too, and so they can kind of so they can kind of do their own thing.
You're an entrepreneur. You're freelancing.
Right.
It's super cool though. And then I was like, man, you can like you get a quick turnaround with seeing how people use that. You know,
yeah, totally.
If you're coming taking DJ lessons, you're doing something. Like
I think personally, I think out of everything that you can do with music, being a DJ is the most promising. It's the same as like. Here in Nashville, you can play original music, or you can just go downtown and play covers and play country music for 4 hours. That's like guaranteed pay. Like, that's like, if you want a career here in Nashville, just do that. That's guaranteed, because anything else, you're going to be questioning yourself. You're going to have to work real hard, but it ain't nothing to just pick up a couple 4-chord, 4 on the floor, regular country songs, pick those up.
Yeah, there's like a list in Nashville.
Oh, yeah. They all play the same playlist and everything. If you know the playlist, you literally just show up, play with random musicians for hire, and I mean, that's just kind of how it works. But I feel like with DJing, that is the quickest. If you're just wanting to, if you don't really care and you just want to make some money with music, start that, because it's the most relatable thing for people. Everyone wants
you can play
music.
Anything.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
I played Lenny Kravitz last night. Like,
right, but without a doubt,
Yeah.
everybody's playing Mr. Brightside by the Killers.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, but I had to too, and I played a remix though.
Nice.
I played a nice like trap.
The white people
Nice.
love Mr. Brightside.
Oh, yeah.
Dude. They
It's their
explode.
favorite.
Dude, I heard the other day somebody say something about he like had moved somewhere, and he said he learned a lot about white people, right? This way, right? And
There's a
he
lot to
said-
learn.
He said there's like 3 things about him, but one of the things that he said was that they all like the R. Kelly Ignition remix.
Oh yeah, that is
Everybody.
a fact.
They
love
true.
it.
So
And
true.
this girl was like, "No, they like that in the hood too." And he was like, "It's all right." And he was like, "Everybody's kind of like, okay, yeah, it's bumping." But he goes, "You play it for a bunch of white people?" He goes, "They freak out."
They do, man. It's so true.
It is. I had a white chick come up to me last night when I was DJing, and she was like,
Ignition, please.
she was like, she said, "Will you play Work It by Missy Elliott?"
No.
And I said, "I actually already played that." And she goes, "All right, Ignition remix." I was like, I saved that one for you. You got to save that till a little later in the night when everybody's like real messed up. And then they're like, "Oh my god." It's great.
As soon as the intro comes in, you
Yeah.
just know.
Oh yeah.
My mind's telling me no. My body.
All right. Hey, let's listen to She's Bad. Anybody want to give us a little intro? What's happening?
She's Bad is a guitar riff that I wrote. I was about 17 or 18.
What I'm saying.
And
that's right.
It's like what Dustin was saying earlier. It used to be a disaster. It used to be a song that we hated playing.
This is another one of those.
Yeah, we hated playing it. It wasn't put together correctly. Every time we would practice it, we even played it at shows, and every time we would get done playing, we'd be like, this is awful. We're going to scratch this. We're going to scratch this song.
And then we it's like our favorite.
Yeah, eventually we sat down. We said, we're going to make this right, and we're going to make this really good.
We're going to do this.
And now, out of all the 5 songs, this is the most well received.
Yeah,
this song right here,
which is sweet.
Yeah.
As for content, all you need to know: women are evil. They're the devil.
Was this written about any woman?
Don't trust them. It's written about all of them.
Oh,
they're bad news, John. They're terrible people.
Nobody's gonna know who you're talking to when you call me John. You know that, right?
Moose.
But it's good. He's talking to me.
He's Moose. I forgot about that.
It's all good.
Yeah, bro.
It's all good.
He's a new man now.
You're a new animal.
You were
New
reborn.
animal,
Yeah, I was born again.
Born again.
Yes.
What incarnation?
This is She's Bad.
She's so bad, but she's on my mind. I can just tell when she looks in my eyes with the long stare, long hair. You can tell she don't care, no fair. You can tell she don't need you. Independent woman, I know she can reach you. Get up in your mind, she'll get up in your fantasy. See her every time, you know she can see you. Eyes in the back of her head. It takes a man to see what gets her in line. Yeah, she's so bad, I think I wanna call her mine. Well, she's so bad, I'm so confused. 'Cause Lord knows I know
1079, she's bad. I'm just kidding.
That sounded great. That was great. You have such a radio voice.
Thank you, sir.
Such radio voice.
Thank you. It's like, I think I said this the last podcast, like, my program director would, like, always get on to me because I would always get excited on the air and always be like, yeah, you know what I mean?
Do the radio thing?
Yeah, and he'd be like, don't do that.
He does it all the time. We'll just be sitting at home eating dinner, and he'll just talk in his radio voice.
That's great. Just hearing John, I'm home. How are you guys?
What are we doing tonight?
How was your day?
So, what is a typical day for the day in the life of y'all?
Well, I just quit my job, so I pretty much do whatever I want, to be honest. It's pretty awesome. I'm like a couple months ahead on bills. Right? Yeah, pretty much all music. I recently went a long time where I couldn't really work out anymore, couldn't really read. I'm really into reading, so I've been reading a lot every single day, a couple of different books, a couple of different articles or whatever every day, trying to get back in the gym and whatnot. And then, yeah, typically every day I work on whether I'm booking shows or writing songs or figuring out how to promote or doing something on social media. Just pretty much every day I try to do at least as close to 5 to 10 different things a day to move myself forward.
Yeah, you gotta be on the ball.
Totally.
If you're not, like, you don't have a job or a boss.
Yeah.
Like, you know, which, like, in this case, like, with doing
You're
this
your
stuff,
own boss.
Yeah. Exactly.
And
that's great, but you have to bust your ass.
I still teach lessons. I had another job working with Kirk, actually. He'll tell you about that in a second.
Indeed.
But I worked with him, and I had enough paychecks and Christmas money and overtime to where I could just put myself ahead maybe 2 or 3 months of all my bills and all the regular struggle bus things that everyone has to worry about every day, and just knocked it out. So now I've got about 60 to 70 days to where I'm completely free to just do whatever I want. So I have until March to just be booked up to where I can make about as much money as what I was. So far it's going pretty well.
Dope.
That's good. Joshy?
I work for a company called Cumulus Media. It is
some of you might have heard of it.
Yeah, some of you might have heard of it. I work in commercial scheduling. I schedule commercials in their streaming services on their apps and on their websites for 5 different radio stations.
Is that complicated?
It's really like, for me it is, because I'm really bad at math, and a lot of it involves with money and, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I, like, double check my work a lot. So I'm like, I don't want to screw somebody over.
He's got, like, Excel sheets that he uses.
Oh yeah, a lot of Excel sheets
already pre-made.
Yeah. I do that, and Monday I start training for board opping for Super Talk 99.7 WTN, and doing, like, on-air traffic, so, like, telling you where accidents are in Middle Tennessee.
Dope. You're made for the radio.
You're
made for the radio.
I love it. It's a lot of fun.
You are. We talk about this every time.
You are radio.
It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. I started doing it when I was 19, I think. 18 or 19 for WWKI in Kokomo.
Mm-hmm.
Had an on-air.
How'd you start that?
I
never really figured
I played
that
in
out.
a band called Flying Blind with their midday host JR, and one day, one day I was just in the studio with them. I just quit college. Decided I wasn't going to go back to college. My parents were really getting on to me, like, you need to do something with your life.
Yeah.
And I was just like, venting to him in the studio. I was like, dude, I don't know what to do. And he was like, well, I was like, have you ever thought about being in radio? This guy just quit literally 2 days ago. And I was like, I'll try it.
Wow.
And I went in, did an air check. They hired me to do Sundays from 6 a.m. to noon. And then it led to Saturdays from noon to 4. Then they gave
prime time.
Yeah, then they gave me, like, production hours and let me fill in, like, prime time hours during the week. And then being full-time employed to being a producer on their talk show. And
nice.
It just led to a career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Which I could just transfer here to Nashville. So it helped get me here.
Definitely. Yeah, that's awesome, dude.
I just work and play guitar, man. Just jamming guitar all day long.
So then after you get off work, you just play guitar pretty much. And you guys play out.
Yeah, we play out. I do like to read too, but I'm not really a book reader. I do like reading autobiographies. I love reading news articles.
Really?
I love Rolling Stone. I read Rolling Stone every day.
Okay, cool. I can mess with that.
That's badass. We got a like 15 issues.
I know you guys. Every time
Dude,
I
don't
come in
know
here,
why. We still to this day don't know why we have a subscription to that.
Yeah,
we have no idea.
No one ever paid for it.
Right.
Who's paying for
I'm
it?
the same way. It showed up on the table the other day. I was like, I didn't pay for this, but my name's on it, and I don't know.
I'll take it.
But yeah, I was like, I'll take it.
Do we still get them?
I don't know. I haven't seen it in a while. I think we did get this.
But every time I come here, I notice that there's a bunch on your guys' table, and I always have to see who's on the cover and see what they're talking about.
They look cool as a coffee table piece.
Yeah.
And Cook Morrow Jr.
household.
All right, so yes, during my daytimes, I do have a job. What Dustin was talking about earlier, what we used to work together at, it's basically just delivering packages around Tennessee and stuff like that. It's paying the bills, a little bit right now. And then aside from that, I live with my girlfriend. She moved down here with me, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's dope that you guys could both do that.
His dog and his cat, they're great.
Yeah, my dog and my cat. My dog Zoe and my cat Zoe. Shout out. Black Lab. She's mixed.
Shout out.
She's mixed with...
Shout out to Zoe. Hey.
She's mixed with a couple things like Black Lab and Boxer and something else, but yeah.
Speaking of girlfriend, you won't be able to know, like, this won't benefit you by the time you hear this, but my girlfriend just texted me, and she got asked last minute to play at Belcourt Taps.
Oh, nice.
So check her out. Becca Tremmel. She just came out with an album.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a musician.
She is a musician. She graduated from Belmont University, and just came out with some new music. She's really cool.
Plug.
Shameless plug. Sorry.
No, you're good. I'm just messing with you. Yeah, what's her name again?
Becca Tremmel.
Tremmel? How do you spell Tremmel?
Look her up.
Tremmel.
Trimmel.
Is that right?
It
Sure?
is right. Dude, you're
I thought it was Trammell for some reason.
No.
I've just been thinking Trammell this whole time.
What are you
sorry?
But the only reason
Canadian?
how I know, I work with her at Cumulus. And the only reason how I knew she was a musician was there's a lot of important program directors and industry people that come in and out of our radio station. And one of the program directors, of course, I'm handing him our CD hey, listen to us, how, just playing that game. And he said, I'll listen to you, but first I got to listen to Becca's and Promotions. And then I was like, who's Becca and Promotions? And then just let it
What's happening?
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
So, but yeah, I just, other than my job and then just chilling with my dog, my cat, and my girlfriend, I work on music. I write solo music and write music for the Peaceful Kings. We're hoping that one day they'll also be residing here in Nashville with us, but as of right now, they are not. But, so yeah, I just spend my days just hanging out, doing music, working my day job, and hanging out with these guys.
His dog plays a real mean game of fetch and tug of war.
Yeah,
she's really good at it.
Yep,
she's learning how to catch too, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah,
it's always nice when you got a dog that's smart enough to catch.
Yeah,
especially when you have friends over because you just really feel like an idiot when you throw something to your dog and he's just like, can't completely miss it. I had a couple dogs like that. It's just man, come on, people are here, show out.
Show out, man.
But yeah, you got a cool
You're
spot.
Embarrassing me.
That was the first time I came to your spot the other day. Last weekend.
I like it. It's nice.
Yeah, and be able to have your drums up and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Kirk's house has always been practice headquarters, even back home.
Oh yeah.
Really?
It's always,
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yep.
It's definitely the spot where
it should be with him being a drummer,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I
Makes
always
sense.
feel the worst for the drummers, man.
Yeah,
totally.
But back in
all that stuff.
Back in Kokomo, we used to hang out in my mom's garage.
Yeah, I actually remember going there once.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I remember that.
I do
totally
remember that.
It's been a long
I forgot about that.
Ages ago.
Wow.
Yeah, it seems like.
Good times were had.
Good times were had in
Real
that
good
garage.
times. There's a whole chapter of my life in that garage.
Oh yeah, garage days.
Garage days.
That's the title of the chapter right there.
It is.
Garage days.
What do we got?
Speaking of titles,
Yep.
Help This Man.
Help This Man.
Help this man.
Help this
And,
man. This is a Dusty track.
Yeah.
Dustin
Actually,
track. I always forget his
Yeah,
song.
I was thinking about that. We got Dusty and Dustin. I'll be Dustin. Are you actually? You're Dusty. You're actually.
Well, actually, on my birth, what is it? Your birth certificate. Yeah, I was about to say something stupid.
Birth papers.
On your
I got my papers. I'm good.
on your birth port, Never mind. Anyway,
Your receipt for your birth.
on my birth receipt, my name is Dustin.
Oh,
but since
awkward.
birth, I was always called Dusty. Like
This town ain't big enough for the two of us, boy.
It's my state, buddy.
Oh man.
Boy.
But anyway, yeah, my birth receipt does say Dustin.
Nice. Yeah.
Dustin wrote this song.
Help This Man was about a very dark time in my life. I think all 5 songs have somewhat of a meaning, but most of them are just really general, just words that can relate to anybody. Help This Man is the one that's like about something. Basically, there was a time where going to get dark here for a second. Sorry, fellas.
Don't go too far.
I had just left school.
All right. No, I'm just kidding.
I had left school. I had gotten in trouble for some stuff. I had basically lost my job. I had got kicked out of a band that I was in. Pretty much everything that can go wrong in your life went wrong. I was living with my mom, didn't have a car, no job. I was just pretty much, when you think of piece of garbage, I was that. That was like pretty much what it was.
Bomb.
And it was like, it was like,
I'm sorry.
It was like, I was literally at rock bottom. And I actually look back at it now, and I'm really thankful that that actually happened to my life. But this song is just about reaching like the very bottom depths of life and literally having nothing except yourself and your own work ethic and drive to turn everything around. So it's kind of an homage to that with a little funk behind it to where you can still bob your head and smile.
I smile.
Help this man.
Help this man.
I lost my mind right out of my head. She took my heart right on my chest, but she won't take my soul, 'cause it's all I got left, and I'm gonna take control of my life. Broke down, beat up, can't slow down till I speed up. Too much on my plate to eat up. Somebody help this man. Run down, run up. Can't sit down till I stand up. Throw my hands up, the man up, and say, help this man. I just want control of my life. Make one step, taking 2 steps back when I get up. Till somebody sees, will somebody please help this man? Stranded, fell down, don't know where I landed, boy, I'm hellbound. Well, I've been reprimanded, will somebody please help this man? I just want control of my life. I lost my mind right out of my head. She took my heart right on my chest, but she won't take my soul, 'cause it's all I got left, and I'm gonna take control of my took my heart out of my chest. take my soul, 'cause it's all I got left. And I'm gonna take control of my
Feeling good about that, ain't you?
I've practiced them. I'm gonna be honest.
He's like, guys, this is how I want the song. Kurt, can you do that on the drum? No, like this.
Don't worry, I'll just do it with my mouth. It's cool.
I got it. We'll just get it. Get
That's
it.
in.
I guess we should do it. I mean,
Yeah.
you can. I mean,
next
you guys should do
time,
it.
next time we play it, you know where that note's at. Yeah.
Because there
Is
is
it
actually
a pa or a pa?
We should all three do it and harmonize. So I'll go.
Harmonize your breath.
Yeah.
This is great.
Breathing in
great.
harmony. That's the name of the band.
Wait, do I get
Oh,
the right
yeah.
credits, dude?
Fuck.
So as far as recording and stuff like that, you guys are kind of just riding on this for a little bit, right? Because I know
Yes.
this just came out, but do you have anything like in the works of that started to be recorded yet?
No.
Nothing started.
Okay.
We definitely want to put together a nice, simple little acoustic EP to show that we can get you a man who can do both.
I'm a
No?
big EP fan
Mhm.
Yes.
in general.
So we might put some covers on it. We also have a lot of cover. What we don't really we cover some songs, but most of our covers are renditions and arrangements. They're different. We kind of rewrite them, then keep the lyrics and keep like the general structure of it. And I think it's one of those things that'd be really, really cool to record a lot of them, whether that be singles or have a cover CD or like Rage Against the Machine's my favorite band. They had their very last album they ever put out was all covers. I think something like that's really
Nice.
cool. We actually have plans to get in the studio with you. We've talked about a couple of the songs that we want to do, so that's our next step. Like I said, is the acoustic, and then some of these covers. We want to get those out. And
That's
then,
right up my alley too. Actually.
Yeah. And then other than that, man, I mean,
There's a dog outside.
Who let the dog?
we've got.
Who?
I've got solo stuff. Josh has got solo stuff, and Kirk's got solo stuff. So we want to work on all of those.
I
and
love how people still like. I feel like a lot of people do that.
Yeah,
It's great.
yeah.
Like
Mhm.
it's so good,
Well, we
especially
all-
when you guys get
yeah.
back together because
Right.
you're not playing the same.
Because there's
thing all the
definitely
time.
when you
Yeah.
write songs, you're like, this would be good for the No Name Blues, and then you'd write a song, you'd be like, it'd be
This-
awful if the No Name
Yeah.
Blues played this. You know what I
It's
mean?
just-
It
yeah,
just
it's
is
not
not what we
style.
are. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is cool that all of us do different solo work.
Yeah,
My solo
absolutely.
work is complete like
Yeah,
one
way
eight three
different.
180 whatever 360 whatever 180 I think is what you would say from the No Name Blues music. It's completely different, like completely
Yeah.
different. So it's cool to
What
be able
is
to.
it like? Anything that you
It's-
could kind of.
I'd
articulate?
almost compare it a little bit to like the Lumineers type style, maybe.
Okay.
Like something
reminds me
like
of George
ranging.
Ezra.
Stadium
George
drums.
George
Familiar with
Ezra.
George Ezra.
George
He, sound,
Ezra's
he,
pretty
he
cool.
reminds me of George Ezra a lot.
So
I
yeah,
don't know
just
if I'm
something in that
familiar.
feel.
He's
Okay.
got some good tunes.
I know the Lumineers though.
George Ezra's
love
good. You should look
Lumineers.
him up. He's
But yeah, we all support each other too, man. And most bands aren't like that. Most bands try. Oh, you're the guy who's trying to have a solo project. We're all three the guy who's trying to have a solo project.
More
So,
often than not,
yeah.
like, recently, at least in the past, well, since I've been here, most of the bands that I meet are like that. Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
well, at least like I don't know, maybe just like the guys that tend to play out because
Yeah.
they're like
Mhm.
that.
That's
Right,
that's
you
kind of
know.
the Tennessee network too. It's very
People are
common
nice
here.
down here.
Everyone's kind of their own person. And I mean, another thing is, like I said, I was in a band that I kind of got released from them, and after that, I learned a lesson: don't ever put myself in that situation again. Don't ever put myself in a situation where I need this band or I need whatever. We want to make sure that we have that independence about us to where we're able to, if something ever happened, like, if one of us gets busy at a show, the other guys can go out.
Somebody's
and
getting killed
I
out
don't
there.
know. I heard that.
We got the window open for anyone who's wondering. It's over here, dogs barking.
There's nobody in here, I promise.
Oh my goodness. That
But
was-
yeah, we just want to make sure that like if me and Kurt get busy playing a show with the Peaceful Kings, Josh can go out and play by himself. Or if Josh and
oh,
Kurt
that's
get
dope.
busy
I
doing
didn't even
something,
think about that.
yeah,
Keeps you all busy.
There was one time where there was one Saturday when Kirk was recording, with a different band. You had a show in a different state, and I played with someone else here in Nashville. And you know what I mean?
Yeah. So we were all doing 3 different things.
But the thing is all of those projects are going to build all 3 of our individual fan bases, and then they're going to find out about the band through that anyways.
Right.
So
it just feeds that network.
We try to do as much as we can to prioritize to make sure that you don't, like, if we put too much effort into our solo stuff, we're going to get too busy with it to mess with the band. So we keep this band's first priority, and then from there we all kind of do our other stuff on the side. And then, I mean, one thing we do when we have like big 3-4 hour shows, I always have Kurt come up from the drums and play his solo stuff.
Yeah.
Just because it brings in a variety, and it also gives him the ability to promote himself. So I want to support my dude.
That's dope. Cross promoting that show.
Right, yeah.
Stuff.
That's the way
so
to
do
do
you
it.
guys ever book, like, you know, you play, like Josh plays his stuff, and then you play your stuff, and then you guys play as a band? Do you guys
when we first started, we didn't even have
a
enough material, so we would have to do that. We
Really?
would have Josh play for like 30 minutes, Kirk play for 30 minutes, me play for 30 minutes, and then
play together
the show.
for 30 minutes or something?
We also switch instruments too. We have Kirk play drums.
Yeah.
I'll play drums, and then Kirk will play guitar, and then Josh will grab the bass.
We originally started doing that with just one song, and it was called The Switch. Yeah, that's pretty original. The Switcheroo.
You can tell we're great with names.
Great with names.
Now we're starting to do it with a
Your
few
kids are
more.
screwed.
Yeah, we got Switcheroo.
Kids are
We got
screwed.
Switcher 2.
Switcher 2.
Switcheroo. number 2.
Switcheroo 2. Oh, wait, no, my bad. Switcher 2.
Switcher 2.
Yeah.
Just Switcher 2.
I gotta say it wrong
Yeah,
sometimes.
that's all good.
I try.
But yeah, so we're trying to do that, and just, I don't know, we want to be more than just a regular band.
Yeah.
And I think it's really cool. Another thing is that Josh does his radio thing. With me being the front man, I do the regular front man talky stuff, but then Josh is really good at like making announcements and stuff like that. So he's kind of like
Josh
hype
is smart
man
when it comes to media.
Yeah, like
Facts.
he's kind of like the
Thank you.
weatherman, and I'm like I don't know. I don't really have a cool name for mine, but
Like the anchor.
yeah. I do. It's
Back
it's
to
basically
you,
like that.
Dustin.
Yeah, it's and as we get going, it's become more and more of that too. So we're really trying to push that because it makes us different. You know, how many bands have a guy who's a radio DJ in their band? So I think it's something to take advantage. Someone said 3. There's 3 in the whole world.
I know them all, too.
You guys are wild. Yo, so before I forget, where can people find your stuff?
Everywhere.
Like, obviously, Apple
Almost.
Music and you know, all the streaming services. Okay, now what about like social media?
Facebook.
Are they all the same, or how are we working with that?
Instagram is No Name Blues Music. Facebook is No Name Blues Media, I think.
No, it's just No Name Blues, or
Just
you
No
can go
Name Blues.
facebook.com/No Name Blues Music. We have it's YouTube.
Yeah,
YouTube is No Name Blues Media.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was getting confused.
Then we got SoundCloud, but now that we have the other ones that are way less complicated than SoundCloud, we're not really using that much anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, all the streaming places, YouTube, and then right now we're really focused on stuff like this, getting it on blogs, websites, kind of exterior methods. Radio, We've been setting up meetings and like emails and stuff for radio stations.
Talk
here and
about that Miami opportunity. I don't think that was on air.
No, we talked about that during
a song.
We actually have been in email conversations with a radio station in Miami that has pre-approved us to play some. I think it was "She's Bad" is the song they chose. They're gonna play that through February and March, is what I read in the email, and they want to interview, but we're gonna actually try to see if we could do a phone interview.
I don't blame you.
Or
Miami's
or
expensive in
just
general,
have
let alone the travel. Like,
Right.
We
in Miami.
When we travel places, we do everything that we can to at least make sure that something pays for all the expenses. So typically, what we try to do is book a show anywhere we go. If we go to another city, if we get a show in Indiana, we try to also have a couple other shows to where we don't just go for the whole weekend just for one trip, or we'll at least book like a video shoot or like a photo shoot or like an interview, just something to where we're not spending all that money and time and effort just to go do one thing. There's nothing wrong with that one thing, but
kill 4 birds with one stone.
exactly.
Well, anything else that you guys want to wrap up with? Because I know we got the last song, and then we discussed we're going to use some of your jammy stuff.
Jammies.
SoundCloud for the intro.
Listen to our album. You could find it on like any streaming services. What John was saying earlier.
And we'll
iTunes.
post links to that as
Yes.
well.
Thank
Cool.
you. Thank you, guys.
You could also just Google No Name Blues, and
Really?
pretty much most of the links will pop up.
I see why you guys stuck with that too. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Do You Know is the title. Of
Yeah,
the
you guys are basically everything that pops up.
Physical
Swag.
copies available if you want them. They're $10. We get a CD and a poster, and it looks really nice. It's shrink wrapped and whatnot.
It's pretty cool.
It's got a barcode. We're legit.
Hell yeah.
What I'm saying.
That's right.
So, last song here.
Lost at Sea. Lost at Sea.
My personal favorite.
That is your
Oh,
personal
sweet.
favorite. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Jesse.
Personal
We
favorite.
appreciate that.
Nice.
A very drunken night in the Norfleet household.
Oh, yeah.
Once I was holding a mandolin in my hand.
I was melted into the couch right next to him. Pretty much everything he played was awesome to me,
And
but
the,
especially this riff.
I developed this hook riff, whatever you want to call it, on a mandolin, and then I worked for a restaurant in Kokomo called Country Squire. Me and two other guys from Country Squire. You may know Jamie McGraw. Yeah, Jamie worked there, and he said, "Let's write a jingle for Country Squire." And me, another gentleman named Mike Spidell, and Jamie McGraw.
Spike Mydell.
That's a cool
Man,
name
I just
either
got
way.
mad at my computer,
way.
so I spiked Mydell.
Spike Mydell. But yeah, Mike, Jamie, and I sat down, brainstormed the idea of a jingle for Country Squire, and the beginning riff of this song was
That's what you were saying earlier.
the
Dusty.
Country
Yeah.
Squire
Yeah.
jingle. Yes.
And it's
Yes.
actually on YouTube, isn't it?
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube. Yeah,
Yeah.
if not on YouTube, on Facebook.
Funny stuff.
But it developed. We started jamming and started thinking of different songs to write. And I was like, hey, I have this riff that is, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? And we're like, let's make
Yeah.
a song about it.
And the vibe of the riff just made me feel like a pirate, man. So the whole song is written in perspective. It's like a metaphorical like pirate journey on a ship. And it's actually kind of a sequel to Help This Man. It's talking about, going all the way down to like the bottom of your life. And then this song, this is like, if any of them have like a message or like religion behind it, it's this one. This is kind of trying to like, it's just the message of turning your life around, figuring out that, you kind of got to figure your stuff out and quit being a bum all the time. Hard lesson that I had to learn. But the whole thing's written through, it's this scenery that we're pirates. There's like a ship, and it's like you're listening to a movie. It's supposed to be more of an experience. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, different.
We're gonna roll that, and you guys, thanks again for coming.
Yeah,
thank
guys,
you
for
so
much.
much.
Thank you. We appreciate all the support you guys do. You guys are the best.
You guys are the shit.
You guys are the bomb.com.
We'd love to do this again. This is
Of course,
fun.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you blew it, you knew you didn't think through it. Now look at this mess. I'm lost at sea, now I'm thinking I'm sinking in an ocean of thoughts, watching from the crow's nest. I can see there's not a single strip of land in my sight, so now I'm telling the crew that I'm lost in my mind. I got lost in the waves that I made when I played the devil's game, so I pray every day. I said, oh my God, they know me. I went too far out, I got lost to sea. This isn't SOS, cause I'm in distress. Get me out of this mess, Lord, please help me. Amen. You did it, you risked it, you didn't get the biscuit. Now look what you did. Yeah, she ain't never come back. You rocked the boat few too many times. Now you're both sick. And the heart starts singing. I hate you, I told you so. But I told you so, you mother. You got lost in the waves that you made when you played the devil's so you play every day. You say, oh my God, baby, you know me. I went too far out, I got lost to sea. This isn't SOS, cause I'm in distress. So get me out of this mess, Lord, please help me. Amen. Somebody save my Amen. Well, get me out of this mess.